Good afternoon. I am Jesse Holmberg, and I am the Libertarian Campaign Manager. I would like to introduce you to your next Virginia Senator, Michael Shearin.
Take a look at your current economic situation. What is it like? Face it, most of you are probably in debt. Why is that? Chances are the federal government has something to do with it. It has seriously overstepped the boundaries of its original intent and has silently slithered into your daily life. Our taxes are currently both too high and too complex. If the IRS tax code, as it stands now, were printed at 60 lines per page, it would take over 7,500 pages to fill out. This is, simply put, ridiculous. How can any legislator, judge, bureaucrat, or let alone average citizen understand the complexity of this document? It isn't realistically possible. We need to simplify and cut our taxes by eliminating unjustified and government spending on industry bailouts and failing activist programs like healthcare regulations and welfare. Healthcare has gotten far too expensive, especially for the current state of our economy. This is mainly due to excessive government intervention that causes doctor, hospital, and insurance provider costs to skyrocket. And it effectively eliminates the opportunity for private charities or hospitals to provide for those Americans who cannot afford health care. It has also created unnecessary barriers to safe, affordable medicines through the mandating of long bureaucratic approval processes. As your senator, I will work to deregulate the healthcare industry and remove barriers that hinder Americans from receiving the treatment they need in a timely and affordable manner. Welfare has also gotten out of hand. Since 1965, the federal government has spent over $5 trillion on such programs, and much of this has been in vain. Poverty has not ended. If anything, it's gotten worse. It is also unfair to the average taxpayer that, like you and I, who have to foot the bill for these failed efforts. Welfare needs to be cut, and charity for the impoverished should be turned over to the private sector. As the most generous nation on the planet, Americans can more than provide for each other without the government assisting them. I promise to work towards cutting wasteful spending in this area and transitioning charity assistance to the private sector. With economic growth consistently below 2.5% since 2008 and the so-called fiscal cliff alarmingly close, it is time to reconsider what's absolutely necessary. We have to abandon the deadlocked left-right spectrum of thinking in Washington and govern with facts instead of stalwart politics. As your next senator, this concept will be the root of all of my actions. Because honestly, do you really want the government watching over your shoulder 24/7 like these guys? And remember, we need a government more like me,